Yes, good afternoon, everyone. So, any doubts? Yeah, one questions. Yes, dear. You asked me, Biswajit, sir, you say only two states did reform. How Maharashtra ranked first, Gujarat second, and Rajasthan third? Sorry, fine. See, I think you see that I discussed with you, dear, land reforms. Land reforms means distribution of surplus land among laborers, among the landless laborers or landless persons, actual tillers. That is that is happy. I mean, basically, this part of land reforms is successful in your West Bengal and Kerala. Okay, here we are talking about a specific one, that is the APMC marketing, the agricultural marketing we are talking about. Okay, second we are talking about the lease market. So that is not reformed. The states they performed in this front, they are ranked in this. But when you're talking about in 70s when the land distribution started in Bengal, so when you're talking about the land distributions, the after selling amount, the surplus land distributed among the persons. So if you go and see the record, then Bengal, West Bengal and the Kerala, these two excel better. Okay, not the overall. What the indicators you are taking, we are not talking about this. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. See, that's if earlier government, yeah, Bihar also. That's the reason I just discussed about this. They abolished it, but again the problem is that the mandis are not controlled by the this one. They given by the either just private market committee or farmers. They made their own groups. They are cooperative. But the government is not, but they are the running in the cooperative things, cooperative way. So by the running it, but again the problem is the transparency. If suppose to whom you are selling, who are participating. So same large farmers is there, your traders are there, to whom you are selling. So basically, if you are not developing all the market structure and you are not bringing transparency in this, so even allowing the private parties to come and play in this new structure, I mean the marketing, agriculture marketing, and not bringing the institutional reforms. So again, the problem will remain same, exploitations. Okay, so you have to work in both the ways, both the ways. Even the existing reform, existing one, if you allow these things under the control form, it may be the good. So now, so you got these things, food processing industries. So I discussed with you what is food processing industries, and see, Ministry of Food Processing defined food processing industries in two different ways that we are going to discuss. And upstream requirements is clear, downstream requirements is clear, and from input suppliers to consumers requirement, from this point to that point, what are the upstream requirements, what are the downstream requirements, the whole system is known as the supply chain. Okay, so if you're developing supply chain, then only you are getting the, you can develop your food processing industries and only you can get success. Okay, so just you write all of you food processing industries, please. Right, food processing industries defined as, food processing industries defined as two ways, two ways. One is the manufactured process, and second one is known as the value added. First one is manufactured process, second one value added process. So these are two different definitions. First you write manufactured process. Please write one. If any raw product, belonging to agriculture, if any raw product belonging to agriculture, comma, animal husbandry, comma, fisheries, etc., it is transformed through a process, involving employs power means electricity and others, so bracket you can write energy, power oblique energy, comma, machines or money in a such a way that and money in a such a way that its original physical properties undergo a change and the transformed product is edible. Edible means now you can consume edible, and transformed product is edible and has commercial value. Clear? So it is the manufactured food processing industry. It is defined like this. Okay, so basically the original so manufactured process, the way Ministry of Food Processing defined, you take any raw materials and you transform one form to other, and the physical characteristics, physical features, okay, basically property changed, but after change is still it's edible and has the commercial value. Then this process you can term as the food processing industries. Okay, this process will come under food processing, and industry is known as the food processing industries. Process we are talking about. Next you write value added process. Right? If there is significant value addition, by way of increased life of the product, and ready for consumption, such products also come under food processing, even they have not been subjected to any manufacturing process. any manufacturing process, subjected to any manufacturing process. Okay, any manufacturing process. Clear? So what you're trying to second part that yes, it's going through the food processing, but actually it's not converted the physical property. But yes, there is a validation, there is increase in life. Suppose fruits, you take the example. Apple, you can take the example. We are getting from the other countries. We are importing from other country also. So that is processed, and the life of this product is going to increase after processing. So it is also the part of food processing, and industries come under the food processing industries. Clear to all? Fine. Now next you write upstream requirements. First, this one I am talking about. Upstream requirements, you write. Upstream requirements, upstream requirements are those, those, those upstream requirements are those which is started from input suppliers, you can say which starts from input suppliers to food processing units, full stop, food processing units. Upstream requirements includes, okay, first point you write accessibility of the farmers, accessibility to the farmers, okay, to the raw materials, accessibility to the farmers to the raw materials means the farmer has to get the raw materials or inputs, you can say. Okay, next advanced technology getting the inputs and also the outputs, advanced technology to extract, you can write the advanced technology to extract the inputs and produce the output, and output is referred to the agriculture and allied activities. Okay, next you can write, okay, clear? The accessibility you have written, the availability of, right? Next point, availability of the all the factors required for agriculture and allied sectors by the farmers. Okay, next you write storage facilities, okay, storage facilities, that is cold storage with modern equipments, or modern infrastructure, you can say that. Okay, next you can say advanced and faster transport facilities, advanced and faster transport facilities, advanced and faster transport facilities, advanced means transport facilities, one is the faster communications, and the transportation facilities should be as per the need of the industries. It should have the advanced one like the refrigerated van. Okay, so these are must available, then only you can transport your product from one place to other place, because first of all you have to bring the inputs, okay, or the output produced by the farmers and allied activities, that you have to bring in the food processing units. And even for the bringing these products, you need the faster communication or faster transportation system. Next you write The quality testing facilities, yeah, it must develop because you have to test the quality of inputs, quality of the outputs. Then only you can bring in the food processing industries. Then only you can get the market. Quality testing facilities. Next, skilled work, skilled labor as per the requirement of industries. Skilled labor as per the requirement of the industry. So from this part till this part, what is the skilled labor you need it? Accordingly, it must be available. And next is TCU, right? It is you right. Now next you write downstream requirements. Downstream requirement. Just write downstream requirements are those requirements. Downstream requirements, those requirements which starts from food processing unit, which starts from food processing units to the consumers, the consumers, food processing units to the consumers. So from API to the consumers, what is the requirement is known as the downstream requirements. Clear? Please write downstream requirements includes first right, advanced processing technology, advanced processing technology. Okay. Next you write advanced machineries to produce, advanced machineries to process, advanced machineries to produce for process, advanced machineries to advanced machineries for process, for processing you can say, for processing. You write quality testing facilities means after production you need to test is the quality testing facilities. Okay. Modern and organized retail stores, modern and organized retail stores, because retailers must develop the infrastructure, they equipped with the modern facilities, then only you can keep this processed food and you can sell in the market, otherwise you can't. Okay. Next you write skilled workers you can write, because if you're coming from here, yes, you need the skilled labor, they're knowing these things. Okay, skilled workers. And next you write faster and advanced transportation system, because even after production you need the system, so faster and advanced transportation systems. Clear? Okay. And also you write the advanced storage facilities, advanced storage facilities. So this is the, if you separate out then you can say, otherwise combined it then you can write only once. Okay, just change the pair, right? Upstream requirements and downstream requirements of food processing industries, upstream requirements and downstream requirements of food processing industries is known as supply chain, okay, full stop, right? Supply chain is the backbone of food processing industry, full stop. Development of supply chain need huge investment at different level of industries, huge investment at the different level of industries, which is only possible if government coordinates and invest in this sector, and also encourage and also encourage private investors private investors for these industries, okay, fine. Now you write downstream. Next is the backward linkage and forward linkage. I think if you are knowing, then you can easily connect this. Okay, right, backward linkage. Right, backward linkage, you can just write one point. You write this: any industries, any industry has backward or forward linkage. Any industry has backward or forward linkage, then that industry is good. That industry is good for the economy. Full stop. Food processing industry has both. Food processing industries have both backward and forward linkages. Yeah. First, write backward linkage. I think you are writing this, but this is it is the common lines you can write in the both. So you can write backward linkage. If food processing industries, food processing industries developing, then the agriculture and allied sectors, will develop, will develop, and farmers will get, will get, will get higher price and incomes, higher price and income. Okay. Full stop, right? Increase in income of the farmers, increase in income of the farmers, okay, leads to increase in investment, in agriculture and allied activities, which will help to increase, production and productivity, Full stop. Development of these sectors, development of this sector will create more job opportunities, which leads to increase in consumption and aggregate demand for goods and services, etc. So you can just connect it. If API is going to develop, then farmers will get higher price, they will get more income, then again they will reinvest in the economy. So again the productivity will go up, the sector will develop, okay, investment is going up, employment opportunities increasing. If their income and employment opportunities keeps increasing, then consumption in these sectors will go up. Increase in consumption, increase in investment is going to increase aggregate demand in rural areas, particularly rural areas, and now it's output employment. So you can just complete a circle the way we developed in the earlier classes. You get this concept, link it. Yes, there is a backward linkage. Okay, now write the forward linkage. You can say forward linkage, right? Food processing industry has forward linkage. Has forward linkage. Has forward linkage. Okay. Forward. Okay, right. Development of food processing industry will develop storage facilities comma faster transportation system, faster transportation system. Okay. In increase in investment, increase in investment. Okay. Increase in job opportunities, increase in job opportunities, and infrastructure development, other infrastructure development, etc. You can link the same things and you can say yes, these are going to develop, then aggregate demand, output, employment, investment. You can just go in the positive direction. This keeps going on, and finally you are going to they are going to distribute. They're going to play a role in the higher economic growth and development. One line you can just add it, just change the paragraph, right? Since food processing industry, since food processing industry will create relatively more job opportunities, more job opportunities, more job opportunities, more job opportunities because because it is relatively more it is relatively more labor. Oh, I just to write like this, because these industries need more labor. This industry needs, just write like this, because this industry needs more labor. So since labor requirement is more in these industries relative to your capital, so you can say that they can create more job opportunities. A few industry like the food processing industry, you can just think about the footwear industry, clothing and textile industries, okay, electronics and electrical industries. These are the industries, they are relatively need more labor. So really, if we want to solve our problem of jobless economic growth, so we can encourage these sectors. So you can just write encourage, and you can write one line, and development of this industry will solve the jobless economic growth issue. So one line you can write, development of this industry will solve the jobless economic growth issue of the country. Will solve the jobless economic growth issue of the country. Clear here? That. Okay, just you write one more thing. Right. The government of India, change the para, you write. The government of India introduced, introduced Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. PM, Pradhan Mantri Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sampada Yojana. Okay. For development of food processing industries. Okay, full stop, right? PM Kishan, PM Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Yeah. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. PM Kisan. Yeah, PM Kisan Sampada Yojana. So written this, the government implemented Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana for development of food processing industries. Okay, full stop, right? Under this scheme, government taken following measures. Government taken following measures measures. First you write, establishing mega food park, mega food park. First point you write, establishing mega food park. Okay. Just you write, mega food park is food processing, unit, or food processing where where marginal and small farmers and other farmers, where marginal comma small and other farmers can process their foods, and supply in the economy. Next point, right? Integrated cold chain system, and advanced infrastructure and development of advanced infrastructure. Integrated cold chain system and development of advanced infrastructure. Okay, clear here? Next you write, okay, development of food processing industries on the basis of cluster approach. Development of food processing industries on the basis of cluster approach means at a point everything will be there related to the food processing industries. Second you write, food safety and quality assurance infrastructure. Food safety and quality assurance infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure. Okay, next you write, okay, development of skilled labor, as per the requirement of these industries. Development of skilled labor, as per the requirement of the industries, and you can see that operation total implemented. Next you can write operation total. It said the integrated, you have to integrate it. Operation in total implemented under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Yeah, they try to integrate it with this food processing industries. Okay, clear? Just etc, etc you write. Now write the one, next you write, factors need for success, of food processing industries, right? Factors need, just give the small heading, factors need for success of food processing industries. First you write integrated supply chain. You have to develop the supply chain system, so integrated supply chain. Next you write scale of production advantage, means you create infrastructure so that you can produce at the large scale, and if you're producing at the large scale, then only you can get the scale of production advantage, right? Scale of production advantage. Next you write development of advanced processing technology, okay. Next, competitive price policy, and last one you can write innovative products, etc. Innovative products means if really you want to just get success of this industry, you have always bring some innovative products in this market, so that the products is going to demand in this market and this industry will expand. Now you write challenges of food processing industries. Okay, first point you write low level of government investments. Yes, it's true that what is the requirement to develop this? If you compare it, it's relatively low level of government investment, because it's a very coordinated manner. Individual private investor, if they want to invest, So one point they're investing, what's about others? Okay, so government has to come, okay, forward for development of this industry. Second, you write existing APMC Act. Now you can well understand and you can connect it, okay, how APMC Act is contributing for development of this industry, because you are talking about free movement of goods, agriculture products, intra-state trade without any obstacle. Interstate trade, it is only possible if you are modifying your APMC. So existing APMC Act. Next, Essential Commodities Act. Yeah, Essential Commodities Act. Essential Commodities Act. So how this Essential Commodities Act you are going to link this? Yes, because remember the essential, because already reforms is taken it back by the government. So still Essential Commodities Act is effective. So if you are encouraging private investors to come and invest in this sector, they will only come if the economies of scale will work. They can only work if they are going to, they are coming in and investing in this industry, then only they are going to produce and hold it at the large amount. So Essential Commodities Act in some point is acting as a barriers. Okay, next you write high incidence of taxes. High incidence of taxes. High incidence of taxes. Okay. Why? Because if you can see the processed foods, the foods which are processed, so the processed foods, if you see the taxes are very high, government is charging the relatively more taxes. But if you want to encourage these industries, then you have to charge low taxes. You have to impose low taxes. Okay. So higher taxes is not possible, is going to just against of this one. But other things is what? Okay, these food processing industries or food processing products mainly demanded by the middle class or higher middle class. You can say higher middle class. Okay, and they have the paying capacity. So generally governments keep charging the higher taxes. But really if you want to develop, then we have to charge low taxes. Clear? Now next you write lack of infrastructure for post harvest. Yeah, there it is a issue. That is the reason we are talking about the warehousing facilities we have to develop for this industry, right? Next, lack of infrastructure for post harvest handling. Lack of infrastructure for post harvest handling and storage. Lack of infrastructure for post harvest handling and storage facilities. Storage facilities. Okay. And next you write absence of cold chain facilities. Absence of cold chain facilities. When you say cold chain facilities, means it includes your cold refrigerated vents plus cold storage housing. So there is a lacking it. And next you can write not sufficient institutional mechanism. Not sufficient institutional mechanism to bring small and marginal farmers to these industries. Not sufficient institutional mechanisms to bring small and marginal farmers to these industries. Okay, but in bracket you can write mega food park. Mega food park is an initiative from the government side to bring these farmers in these industries. But it takes time for the success and the for development of this. Next you write lack of research and development in the food processing sector. Lack of research and development in food processing sector. Clear? Now next you write the current Indian crop production system. The current Indian crop production system largely continues to be traditional, continues to be traditional, and subsistence in nature, largely continues to be traditional and subsistence agriculture. Subsistence agriculture means uh, a major part of agriculture produce you are producing for self consumption. So marketable surplus of produce is very limited. Traditional in the sense that most of the farmers they prefer to produce the traditional products, so they are not going to take the challenge and they are not going to produce the commercial crop. They don't prefer basically commercial crop and cash crops. So you can just write it here one more point, that is, in other words, the crop diversification. So crop diversification is one of the challenge for these industries. If farmers are not going for the cash crops, other varieties of products, then it is going to create some issue for this. So you can just writing this point, and next you write food quality standards. Food quality standards. Clear? And now, so these are the over here what you needed, and okay, you write this food processing industries background. If you want to write background, then you can write it. Okay, write one more thing, food processing background. Right. You read it from there's one booklet is also given to you. Okay, send it by the institutions, read it, and one of the issue what they are facing, the around 25 lakhs, around 25, the government estimates around 25 lakhs are under the unorganized sector. The food processing industry are under the unorganized sector, and due to unorganized sector they are not able to get the benefits from the government policies. Okay, so government they started formalizing this food processing units, that I will discuss you later on, the policies, the recent government policies. Clear? So till this topic is over. Now if you want any things, any doubt, then please, I'm trying to relate all the topics in this way, please. Yes, dear. Now till here any doubt, dear? Okay, fine. So another point, another topic, move. It is your food security in India. So in 2013, remember NFSA Act 2013. It is your Food National Food Security Act, Security Act 2013. So NFSA, this act was implemented in the country in 2013. And why this act government implemented? Because this 2013, before this, so many death reported, and that was due to the lack of food. So it was reported in the Chhattisgarh, your Assam, and other part of the countries. Okay, so it was the under the prime ministership of the Dr. Manmohan Singh. His UPA government was there at the center. So when this death reported, then a discussion started in the economy, because if you take our economy to one side, the FCI godowns they're losing huge amount of food grains as a wastage. Okay, why? Because still today FCI, Food Corporation of India, okay, Food Corporation of India is basically uh, Corporation of India facing the storage facilities, and these storage facilities is basically uh, creating the problem, and that's creating the wastage of food grains. And this wastage of food grains is basically your one side, and other side is that you take the example the people are starving basically. So government, if you just think about the government was facing very difficult situation. There was no such mechanism where government can divert this to the, I mean, through a system to these people. That is a different issue. You can just pass an order, you can give it, but a system you are talking about. So there was lack of this system. Then government realized, and in 2013 they come out with the act which is known as the National Food Security Act 2013. Okay, so this act was there, National Food Security Act in 2013, and there's some provisions are there under NFSA. So NFSA is your legal entitlement of food grains. NFSA is your legal entitlements of your food grains. It means if suppose anyone in economy, they are not able to buy food grains, okay, and at that stage, and generally you are talking about the poorest among poor, then government has to take care of. Okay, today death report due to the lack of food is under NFSA is the crime. Okay, is a crime. Okay, and the state will held the responsible for this. So that is the provision under this. So just you write a few things about this, because they are started asking, and they are asking the questions, right? Government of India enacted NFSA Act. Government of India enacted NFSA Act in July 2013. In July 2013, which gives sure. I think I have seen someone is send me the other link, other questions in home delivery and food court are come under API. Home delivery is not the food processing industries. It cooked food you are doing this. Food processing we are talking about, Biswajit. If you process the food, then you are just supplying it. Take one example. Suppose you take the in deep freezer, you are getting the non-veg item like the kebab and other things. Okay, so they are basically processed food. So raw chicken you converted into the kebab, you processed it, you packed it, and now you are selling in the market. So there is a value addition is there, and after addition of value, after processing, the longevity of this product has increased. Even you can store for the 3 months. Okay, normally it's 3 months, or maybe sometimes 5 to 6 months. So you just imagine that the product which is very perishable in nature, but after processing, after value additions, you are able to increase their life. And what is happening? So this product you can distribute in the different part of the country, and you can get the better prices. And also the shortage, where there are some parties the shortage you are able to meet, and farmers are also getting the higher prices. Clear here? Now complete this NFSA. Government of India enacted National Food Security Act, National Food Security Act in July 2013. In July 2013, which gives, which provide, you can write which provides legal entitlement, legal entitlement to 67% of the production, to 67% to 67% of the population, not production, population, to 67% of the population, write in the bracket, 75% in rural areas, 75% in rural areas, 75% rural areas, and 50% in urban areas, and 50% in urban areas, bracket close, right? So continue the line, to 67% of the population, because 75% till urban areas you written in the bracket. So continue, to receive highly subsidized food grains, highly subsidized food grains. I remember I discussed with you rupees 1, rupees 2 and rupees 3 you are getting. Normal cereals you are getting rupees 1, wheat you are getting 2 and rice you are getting 3 rupees per kg. So highly subsidized food grains, full stop, right? Under the act, under this act, okay, or better you write the salient features, just give the small heading, salient features of NFSA, salient features of NFSA, National Food Security Act, salient features of NFSA, right, please write. This law provides a legal entitlement, to subsidize food grains to the people. First point you write, to the people, clear. First point you written, salient features of NFSA Act. Second point you write, beneficiaries get 5 kg food grains, get 5 kg food grains, 5 kg food grains per month per person, per month per person, at highly subsidized prices, at highly subsidized prices, at highly subsidized prices. Clear? Right. Second, next point you write, households covered under Antyodaya scheme, Antyodaya Yojana or Antyodaya scheme. Antyodaya scheme, remember, this scheme is for poorest among poors. Antyodaya scheme, okay, are entitled to get 35 kg of food grains per month. Are entitled to get 35 kg of food grains per month. Okay. So this other provisions also there, but government implementing these all provisions in different schemes, okay. But these are the part of that. Okay. Next you just write. Next point. Pregnant ladies are entitled to get free food. Pregnant ladies are entitled to get free food from Anganwadis during pregnancy period, and after pregnancy till 6 months, and after pregnancy till 6 months. Yeah, they are getting this. Okay. Also write in the same point. Continue 6 till 6 months, and are entitled to get, continue, right, and entitled to get, and also entitled to get a maternity benefits of 6,000, a maternity benefits of 6,000. Remember, this 6,000 rupees are paid to these ladies. Why? Because you have to think from the poorest point of view. Several occasions, in several cases, it is observed that these ladies just coming from the hospital and the very same day they are going for work, and they are doing the hard physical manual works. Okay, so at least some amount is given to them so that they can stay there for few days and they can get the nutritional food and what is the basic requirement they can meet from the from this amount. So this amount is given under this, and different schemes, the same thing but different scheme, in the different scheme they implemented, the state governments implemented it. Next you write, next point, children from 6 months, children from 6 months to 6 years of age, to 6 years of age is are entitled to get are entitled to get are entitled to get free food from Anganwadis. Free food from Anganwadis. Yeah, they're getting it. Free food from Anganwadis. Children from 6 months to 6 years of age are, or you can write, entitled to are entitled to get free food from Anganwadis. Next you write, children age group of 6 to 14 years, children age group of 6 to 14 years, 6 to 14 years, studying up to middle class, studying up to middle class, middle class. Middle class means class 8 up to middle class, are given free lunch, are given free lunch. That's your, we are saying it's a midday meal scheme, are given free lunch. Clear? And last point, right? If the government fails to provide food grains, if the government fails to provide food grains, to the eligible beneficiaries, comma, government will have to provide, government has to provide, or government has to provide food security allowance. Government has to provide food security allowance. If suppose you are not able to meet all this requirement, then you have to give the food security allowance. Clear? So, and ETC, you write major provisions, we have already written that. Clear? So these are the major features of food security in the country. And also you please read the booklets which is given to you. And if you think my session, also sometimes if you're getting it, now PT is coming ahead, so focus on that, read it once, revise, and later on when you are just getting a time, then please go and see the PIB. So where PIB you can just get it more. Right, issues and challenges. So okay, under national food security, yes, we are facing some challenges and there are some issues. First point to write, okay, existing PDS system, existing PDS system, that is a public distribution system. Okay, why you are saying that I will discuss in the PDS and then you can connect with that. Next you write food subsidy bills. It's a question mark to the government, because you have seen in the last class how much per quintal food subsidies are given by the government. Huge amount of food subsidy government is going to bear. So how long they are going to continue? Particularly some states, they are facing the fiscal issues. Okay, so food subsidy bills. Next you write identification of beneficiaries, identification of original beneficiaries. Okay, at the same point you can write that is the problem of exclusion and inclusion. That is the problem of exclusion and inclusion. Problem of exclusion and inclusion. What is the problem of exclusion and inclusion? So you know if suppose government is going to give you the highly subsidized food grains and other benefits government is giving it, but some of the persons, they are not basically eligible, to get all these benefits, all these benefits. But what they are doing, that ki they are included in the list, and the person they are eligible to get it, these persons are excluded from the list. So that is one of the issue in the Indian economy, ki there is a problem of exclusion and inclusion. So identification of actual beneficiaries is very important, and that is our challenge for us. Now next point you write. Okay, the risk of leakages, the risk of leakages. And you can write next, problem of procurement. Yeah, if you're not procuring enough amount, then it's very difficult to meet the food security in the country. Clear? And etc. It is your idea. So you can, if you want, then you can link from the different angle also. Food security one, uh, MSP, your procurement, the agriculture productions, these all you can link. Clear? Now since I am connecting with these two concepts, one is the public distribution system and your buffer stock. Clear? So I will discuss it, very small topics. Okay, you read from the booklets which is given to you. Okay, one is the your public okay. So if you see this, the public distribution system. So earlier PDS system before 1997, it is known as Universal Public Distribution System. Universal PDS system, it simply means earlier there was provision, anyone holding ration card, they all were entitled to get subsidized foods from the ration shops or fare shops. Anyone, irrespective of the economic status or irrespective of their income, anyone holding the ration card, they are entitled to get it. Okay, so you are knowing that after economic reforms, okay, government started rationalizing the expenditure. In this process, in this process, government just shifted from the universal PDS system to targeted PDS system in 1997. Okay, why targeted PDS system? The reason was, okay, now again discussion was there, okay, why subsidies are given to those person of the society, they can purchase the food grains at market price. So if any person, if they are able to buy at the market price, why subsidized food should be given to this person? Why subsidy to given to this? Subsidies means subsidies should be given to those section of society they can buy, they cannot buy, they are not able to buy, the essential commodities like the food grains at the market price. And government also wanted to rationalize the expenditure, they wanted to decrease the fiscal deficits. Okay, they wanted to control the fiscal deficits. So finally they shifted from your universal PDS system to targeted PDS system. Okay, they also modified later on. Okay, the beneficiaries, to the beneficiaries. So now the targeted PDS system only for BPL persons. Okay, the persons who are staying below the poverty line. So to that person under TPDS, okay, and if you just see the revised one or modified one after NFSA Act, it was the targeted PDS system is modified and it's fixed the price of food grains rupees 1, rupees 2 and rupees 3. So this highly subsidized is given to the BPLR under targeted PDS system and under the NFSA Act. Okay, NFSA Act. Now, problem is that this system is basically facing the problems of exclusion. The problem of the main problem is the identifications, that is the problem of exclusion and inclusion. So government started linking, that's giving the ration cards, or now they are changing into the smart card. Now the government started introducing the smart card, and that ration card or that number is now online things they are doing, and they linked it with the Aadhaar and mobile one. So earlier it was that even you are not under this suppose you have the ration card, you are going to get your rations from the ration shops, but sometimes they are not giving your produce, your share or your amount. They will tell you, we are not getting this from the FCI or from the government, so how can you can give you? And they're going for the months and months, they are just not giving you. So, but they are taking the food grains from the ration shops for the distribution, but they are selling to the open market. So government started basically connecting it with the Aadhaar and the mobile. Why? Because first of all, if it is connected with the Aadhaar, then you can get the ideas, yes, he is the right person. Number one. Second, that he is connected with the mobile one. So if they are taking the food grains from, of your quota, and you are not getting it, but since it's linked with the mobile number, so you will get messages ki yes, someone has taken it or you taken it yourself, so you are getting it. If you are not getting it but you are getting the mobile number, so you can complain it, you can register the complaint, and then you can bring the more. So government is trying to bring more transparency. Okay, they want to change. Even the government install a POS machine, point of sale machine and the ration shops, where you can swipe the card, and the moment you're swapping this, all the details they're getting, the who is the beneficiary, because you have to say everything is there. And even you just taken your share, so it is recorded that this much you got your food grains, and not only you, it's recorded, it's going to the upper officers, and also its record is with you, and also you're getting the message, yes, you have taken your share. So government is trying to bring the more transparency, and they introduce the POS, and digitalization is again, digitalization is the another government is taking very priority to make PDS system on the digital transactions. Okay, then only you can bring the more transparency in this. One thing was reported in PDS system, and what is that? Suppose it is a FCI go down, and here is the fare shops. So vehicles, they're starting from FCI go down, it's supposed to go to the fare shops for distribution purpose, but they are basically going to the open market. They're going to the open market. First, they're going to the open market. They are saying selling the good qualities to open market. And from open market, they are bringing the inferior quality of products. Inferior products they are bringing. Okay, and then you can see in the ration shops, basically the availability of food grains was the very inferior quality. So to stop these leakages, what the government started doing, that GPS system government started. That's, you can write here, GPS system they installed. GPS system installed to the vehicles, so that you can just control it. If vehicle is started from the FCI, so really they are going to the fare shops or not, or they are diverting from other. So what is your route? You are following that route or not, or there is a deviations or leakages going on. So GPS system is happening, but what the distributor or the other stakeholders, what they are doing, that sometimes you can see in the roadside two vehicles are standing, but there seems one vehicle is now got the technical problem, but you can see there is a exchange of the foods, the food grains is going on. But once you can halt it, because GPS is only saying you're going in the right direction, because sometimes you halt and then you can go. So they are finding it, but government is trying to bring more transparency, and so that okay, this system may be, there will be the transparency and accountability in this system. Is they're trying to just develop this system. So government is going for all the measures under the PDS system, dear. Okay, just check. You read from there. Okay. So related to this, there is another concept, and that concept is your buffer stock. Buffer stock. Okay. I already discussed with the buffer stock. Buffer stock, if you just take, then buffer stock, it means some food articles, some food grains we keep at our disposal, means our in stock, to meet unexpected, unseen incidents. Okay, suppose in some particular year there is a problem in the agriculture production. Maybe possible country face some national security and some issues. And that time the requirement of foods was there, but if you do not have in the reserve, how can you manage it? Okay, so I discussed with you in the Indian planning when I was discussing it. In third 5-year plan, we faced the food shortage in our country and huge food shortage in our country. Okay, even famine we faced in that particular country, that particular year 65, 66. So then government realized, we should have some, food grains stock, that is a buffer stock, you can say. So it's decided from the fourth 5-year plan. So concept of buffer stock started in fourth 5-year plan in India, and government of India keeps some food grains reserve, in stock with the FCI. So there are buffer norms. FCI has to maintain that much amount of food stock, okay, for buffer norms, and other amount for the public distribution system, other welfare measures. They have to hold. Okay, so recent changes, that is 2015 you can take. So cabinet ministry has changed some rules, and what are the change? Earlier, basically buffer stock, it is with the FCI, Food Corporation of India. So earlier, if any surplus food grains, it is with the FCI. Surplus in the sense, after meeting all your requirements, there's a buffer stock norms, you are meeting that, other requirement you're meeting. Other than this, if you have the food grain surplus, then, and if you, that surplus you can't sell out in the market. If you want to sell, suppose FCI wants to sell in the open market, earlier provision was FCI had to take the permission from the cabinet. Okay, so FCI was approaching to the concerned ministries, food ministries, and then the food ministry is approaching to the cabinet, and after approval of cabinet, then only FCI can sell out the excess amount of surplus. But later on the government decided, you can just take the concerned ministry permissions and you don't need to come to the cabinet. So that decision of the government is given very, faster decision FCI can take it. And that decision of the government has solved the problem of market distortion. Market distortions issue solved. Now what is market distortion? So in India, one side you can say there is a FCI is there, FCI having surplus food grains, suppose FCI having surplus food grains, but on the other hand, open market, there is a excess supply, excess demand. Okay. So due to excess demand in the open market, price keeps increasing. even there is a surplus of food grains in India, but we are not supplying timely to meet this excess demand, and that results increase in the prices in the country. So it is known as a market distortion actually in the whole economy. Okay, supply is there, so excess demand should not be there because enough surplus you have, but only due to the provision that FCI needs to take permission finally from the cabinet, and it takes a longer period of time to take the permission NOC to sell out this. Okay, during that period, the economy facing the inflation due to this, and it is known as a market distortions. So once the government has taken the decisions, you don't need to take the permission from the cabinet. Ministry can take their decision. So very faster you can take the decision, and when you supplying this excess surplus amount, then you are going to decrease the excess demand. Means the extra demand is made through the supply, and you are able to control the price. So you are able to solve the market distortion. So these things happen in the buffer stock. So our country maintain the buffer norms, or norms means the amount of each selected food grains that you have to maintain, and that is known as the buffer stock. Clear here? Okay. Now, after this, one topic is your animal husbandry sector. Clear? Yes, I discussed with you, but something you should know separately here. Okay, animal husbandry sector, why it is important nowadays, and why government is giving more focus to the animal husbandry sector, or you can say animal rearing sector. Because you are knowing already, I discussed the conditions prevailing among the farmer community or farm economy. If most of the farmers are not able to meet their consumption expenditure from the farm income, so ultimate the government target is to increase the income of the farmers. To achieve this target, government is just implemented so many policies. They started doing so many things so that the farmers income can be supplemented. Then how can you increase the farmers income? So one is the MSP that I've discussed with you. Second, the government is giving 6,000 rupees cash to farmers, so that you can just cash availability should be there, so you can buy the inputs, other thing. They are just supporting it to the farmers. Second, ultimately you have to increase the income of the farmers. So animal husbandry is the one of the good and best option for the farmers. If you are able to develop animal husbandry sector or animal rearing sector, it means you are started complementing the income of the farmers, because generally farmers doing their work in the morning and evening in the ground, but rest of the time they can go for the animal rearing or animal husbandry sectors for development. That so government is started giving more focus on poultry business, poultry one, goatry one, your dairy business. Okay, so they started giving these beneficiaries. You can take this example, the government is giving the support to the farmer. They started giving the loan assistance, they are started giving the training for that, so that you can increase these activities. Remember, animal husbandry sector is not only going to contribute the income of the farmers only, but it is also going to empower the women in the particularly in rural areas. Because if you go and just see the survey, then the more or less 100% animal rearing activities are controlled by the women in agriculture sector or rural areas. So if you are developing these sectors, not it is only going to increase income, but also it is going to empower the women. So the gender disparities you are able to control, women's development you are going to ensure, okay, particularly in rural areas. Okay, so and their role in the growth and development keeps increasing more and more. So understand, not at the household level, but the village level also, their role is started increasing. And more women's participation in the growth and development, that is going to give you a stable and consistent growth and development of the country. Now, second one point, next point, you can just say that these activities also helping to the poor, marginalized section of the society, deprived section of the society, or you can say underprivileged section of the society. These activities also suits them. If you are developing this, so they are also going to get benefits from these activities. And if they are getting benefits from this animal rearing or animal activities and animal husbandry sectors, so you are going to achieve inclusive growth in the country. Inclusive growth means the benefits of the growth must reach to the last person of the economy. So this animal husbandry sector having the different dimensions, not only going to increase the income of the farmers, it is going to bring the, gender gap. That's you are going to empower the women. So you are going to achieve the inclusive growth, because huge amount of land area, others you don't need it. Even you can go for the, animal rearing activities. Okay. So depending upon your potential and the capacity, accordingly you can choose it. Fine here. So please write few lines. Right. Animal husbandry sector plays a animal husbandry sector plays a or play a significant plays a significant role in the welfare of India's rural population, in the welfare of India's rural population. Clear? As it employs a major section of the country's it employs a major section of the country's labor force, full stop, right? Humans depend upon animals okay, for food and associated associated byproducts clear, and variety of other uses okay, full stop, right? Animal husbandry comma dairy okay, and poultry, fisheries you can write, and fishery sectors greatly contribute in the national economy and in the socio-economic development and in the socio-economic development of the country okay, full stop, right? These sectors also support in enhancing family incomes and generating profitable occupation in the rural sector mainly among the landless laborers comma small and marginal farmers and women and also provide cheap nutritional food cheap nutritional foods to millions of people, to millions of people. Full stop, right? Change the para, you write. Livestock supports a significant value addition. Livestock supports a significant value addition in the agriculture sector. Full stop, right? It provides self-employment. It provides self-employment to millions of people. Okay. Full stop, right? Fast growth of this sector can be even more comprehensive from equity and livelihood standpoints. From equity means equality, equity and livelihood standpoints. Livelihood points you can write, or standpoints. Full stop, right? Livestock rearing must be central to the poverty eradication programs. Poverty eradication program. Full stop, right? Thus when assessing the inclusive growth, thus when assessing the inclusive growth, comma, it should be considered that from equity and livelihood perspective. From equity and livelihood perspective. Full stop, right? Livestock rearing or animal rearing is significant in poverty eradication programs. Okay. Change the para, you write. Livestock rearing at the household level. Livestock rearing at the household level is mainly a women-led activity. And therefore income from livestock rearing decision related to management of livestock within the household. Are principally taken by women. Clear? Women. Full stop, right? Support for livestock rearing has contributed significantly to the empowerment of women, that already I connected you, women, and an increasing role in decision making and an increasing role in decision making, in decision making at both the household and village level, in in decision making at both the household and village level, at both the household and village level, at both household and village level. Clear? Village level. So you can see that even the animal rearing, animal husbandry sector, how you can relate with the increase in income of the farmers, you can relate with the poverty eradications, you can relate with the women's empowerment. And if overall is going to increase, then again agricultural led activities to connect with the GDP, overall income, employment, and higher economic growth and development. In this way, you can connect this, dear. Clear? Now, just you change the paragraph, right? Challenges, few lines you write. Right, increasing density of population, challenges. Few lines, I think you can write it, but few points you write from my side. Increasing density of population, comma, small and fragmented land, small and fragmented land, comma, increasing cost of production, comma, decreasing productivity, comma, monsoon and climate issue, or you can write in the points also. These you can write these are the following challenges faced by the animal rearing sector. Okay, and point wise you can make it like the increasing density of population, next small and fragmented land, next increasing cost of production, next decreasing productivity, next you can write monsoon and climate issue. Okay, fine. Next you write lack of mechanization. Okay, you can write poor use of online marketing and e-platform, poor use of online marketing and e-platform for livestock products, okay. And last you change the light, you write these are the basically these are the challenges this sector is facing. Clear? Let's stop. So when you're going to solve all these problems, you are able to develop this animal husbandry sector. So what is this? Contributions, challenges. You remember, please prepare this. Okay. And for PT exam, PT paper, just you go through only the policies related to this. Don't focus it otherwise this. Only policies. But yes, when you are going to write for mains, okay, then that time you have to read few related articles related to that you can get in the Yojana. Yojana is the one of the best book where the issue based, sectoral based, they are publishing, but that will only contribute, only help in the mains analysis. Okay, PT, you just get this much of ideas, just go and review the policies related to that, it's enough for you. Clear? And please give me 2 minutes, huh? Yes, dear. Clear? Now, any questions? See, when they will come the in agriculture, I mean international institutions, that time they will just discuss with that. Okay, so that time they will I mean relate with this. They will relate you. And Dumling's farmers' income. It's one part I've already discussed with you when I was discussing about your agriculture, like when I was discussing about the MSP. So that day I just discussed with you okay, what the condition farmers are facing, and you are knowing that ki farmers income is very a small amount, okay, very small amount, and particularly for the marginal and small farmers, so they can only survive in these professions as a farmer if we are giving them if they are getting the enough income, and to provide enough income at least you have to at least you have to uh, increase the farmer's income at least the double. What is the today's? At least you double. So target was there in the this year this fiscal year only, but since due to the pandemic other things were not achieved, so target is extended. Okay, just change the para, you write few lines because we discuss about the issues. Just change the para, you write the need of the hour under the same animal husbandry sector. The need of the hour is to improve production. Production means you're talking about the production of allied activities. This animal husbandry is to improve production, comma productivity, and and to reduce cost of production, and to reduce cost of production with the use of appropriate technologies, productivity, and to reduce use of. The need of the hour is to improve production, comma productivity, and to reduce cost of production, and to reduce cost of production with the use of appropriate technologies. Okay, full stop, right? Linkage of different sectors and institutions, different sectors and institutions must be given adequate importance, including market centered production means you have to produce as per the demand in the market, then you are going to grow. See dear, double other linkage with the international institution I will do later on. First let me complete the basic things so that you can start thinking and start connecting this, so you are getting a sense of the completion. Yes, we cover these topics. Okay, so just you think till here you're getting any problem, then tell me. Okay, and few schemes that I'm going to explain you. Okay, I will discuss it, but the major things let me complete first, then I'm going to just discuss about that. So PDS system I'm not going to dictate you, just read from the book. I discussed you what exactly PDS system is, and what are the issues faced by the PDS system, and what are the steps taken by the government to improve it. And buffer stock, that's norms I discussed. What are the buffer stock? Okay, so transparency and the digitalizations is the one of the effective tools where you can just improve your PDS system. Clear? And sometimes if you're getting the chance, then you please visit the FCI and just see the the minimum, the norms of this buffer stock. It keeps changing, but that level of micro level of question they are not asking. Okay, so overall you have to focus to the policy one. Overall to the policy one. Okay. Now, that is a last topic. One is left land reforms, and one is the role of e-technology in agriculture. Okay, role of e-technology in agriculture. Subsidies are there. Subsidies, these are issues are there. So maybe after the subsidy, I will discuss you maybe tomorrow. Okay, then I'm going to complete your this agriculture part. Okay, and then the industry I will start. So what are the issues prevailing in the industries and what are the steps taken by the government? So probably maybe industry also we are going to complete tomorrow. This part in industry we are going to complete. If time permits, then I will start the new topic. So new topic is like the inflations, the measurement, the indexes that I prefer to discuss first. Let me complete that part. Then banking and capital market and GST. These things are remain. And one also the growth and development already given you the concept, but growth and development, inclusive growth. Okay, this concept I will discuss in the class, then this part of economics. So we are trying to complete it in this till your Friday. So probably till Friday, I'm not ensuring you I can complete, but I'm trying to complete till the Friday. So this economics is going to over. Focus it, discuss it, and some things what you need the in-depth knowledge, in-depth analysis for some topics that later we will discuss after your PT. Okay, so that guidelines, that discussion I can make you because something you need to go for in-depth one for the mains purpose, mains orientations. But till now it's enough for you. Clear? So let's start the land reforms. Next is at least we can give the introduction. So why the land reforms and what are the major steps taken under the land reforms? Okay, so land reforms when you are just saying in the agriculture sector, so just you think about after independence, okay, what was the condition prevailing in the economy? So after independence, most of the land area it was with the, but I mean few persons holding the land area. And agriculture sector was never under the government even before independence and after independence. It was basically 100% it is the privatized private sector even today. Okay, so but it was controlled by the few person the whole land area. So after independence, government just decided to go for the land reforms, and land is subject to the state, I mean it's under the state government. So state government has to implement the land reforms. So that land reforms I was talking about. Okay, like if you see the successful land reforms implementations, so it's happened in Bengal and West Bengal and your Kerala. These two states just the land reforms happen in these two states mainly, and these two states registered, I mean the land reforms. And others, but others it's not effective. These two states only. So in land reforms, one of the steps they have taken that jamindari, the jamindari partha, we have to remove it. Okay, and then they decided first the control of a particular person we have to remove, and we have to decide the ceiling, that is known as the land consolidation. To decide the ceiling, this should be the maximum amount of land a person can hold it. Like in the West Bengal urban land act, where no one can hold, I mean single person can't hold more than 7.5 kata. 7.5 kata, yeah, you can't hold it. 7.5. If you are holding it, and the moment you're going to get your pass, the map and other things, so they will just, the online it is going to just stop. I mean they are not going to permit you. So it's very difficult to get, okay, this one, because it's a rule of the West Bengal government, okay, you can't hold it. Okay, so that ceiling is there, individual. Maybe recently the government had changed, but a few months back, as far as I'm knowing, that's the ceiling was there. So this ceiling you are fixing in the agricultural land area also, कि this much of agricultural land area you can hold, and rest amount what you are holding, it is considered as the surplus land, and the government will take this land from you and they will distribute to the landless individuals or laborers. Okay, and particularly to those persons, they are already doing some agriculture activities on this land. That is known as the land to tillers, the persons who is actually doing the farming activities on this land. That was there. Second, the lease reforms, they have just done it, land consolidation, lease reforms. So they have taken, okay, these are the steps, major steps taken under the land reform. So just you note few lines, then I'm going to explain few lines about this. Why? Because earlier motive of land reforms and what today we are facing the land reforms issue, these two are something different, something different. Because you know कि earlier the most of the land was controlled by the few persons. But now after the increase in population, you know, suppose a family is holding the say 100 bigha, two sons, now 50-50, again 150 sons, again having the one person having the four child, there is going to be five child, it's going to the 10 bighas, again the population is going up, their branches, it keeps going, just keeps dividing. Now we have seen that 75% of the land holdings, okay, land agricultural land area under are the, I mean 75% farmers are the marginal farmer. They are having only the 0.002 to 1 hectare land area. This is the range. So you can imagine that. So today issue is something different. Create the market mechanism. Okay, consolidate the land area so that you can get the benefits of green revolutions. Yeah, I'm not denying that. Yes, some research, some empirical evidence says still there is some surplus land is there. But the problem is that why other states they failed to implement land reforms simple in one reason. And what was the reason? Most of the jamindars and the landowner, they participated in the political activities. Now they started ruling their states. So that's one of the reason. Other reason, government intentions. Okay, where government they wanted, they implemented it. Take the example of West Bengal and the Kerala, they implemented this. So just write few lines about this. It was basically, land reforms was basically to stop, land reforms was basically to stop the exploitation of the actual tillers, TILLERS, actual tillers of the soil, actual tillers of the soil, and pass on the ownership of land, pass on the ownership of land to them. Okay, full stop, right? The main objectives of the land reforms are as follows. I am saying you are because, or where you can say, the main objectives of the land reforms were as follows. Where you write, where as follows. First you write, remove impediments, to increase agricultural production. Remove impediments to increase agricultural production. Remove impediments to increase agricultural production. Okay. Second you write, to eliminate all forms of exploitation, and social injustice within the agrarian system, and provide security to the tiller of soil. Provide security to the tiller of soil. So two was the major objectives. Okay, two was the major objectives. One, again I am repeating, to remove impediments to increase agricultural production, and second was eliminate all forms of exploitation, and social injustice, within the agrarian system, system and provide security to the tiller of soil, and provide security to the tiller of soil. Clear? Right. Government taken following measures. Change the paragraph, right? Government taken following measures to achieve above objectives. Okay. First you write abolition of intermediaries. First point you write abolition of intermediaries. Second point you write tenancy reforms. And third one write reorganization of agriculture land. Okay, right. First, abolition of intermediaries. Only one line you write. So abolition of zamindari means abolition of intermediary means abolition of zamindari system. So government abolished the zamindari systems. Oh, that thing no. Tenancy reforms you please write. Okay. Under the tenancy reforms, the following three measures were undertaken. First you write regulation of rent. Yeah. First you write regulation of rent. Second you write security of tenure. TNURE. Security of tenure means, okay, security of tenure means the farmers, they are doing this one, you have to provide the security. Ownership rights to tenants. Okay, that's if they are doing these activities, then you have to give the ownership. That was the government taken these measures. Okay, three steps they have taken basically. Okay, right. Reorganization of agricultural land. You write few lines. Reorganization of agricultural land. First point you write. Ceiling on land holding and redistribution of land. Ceiling of land holdings. CEILING. Ceiling means you are fixing maximum limit. Ceiling means maximum. Ceiling on land holdings and redistribution of land. So any excess amount you are holding, then that should be redistributed. Clear? That is steps taken in the reorganization of agricultural land. And second one you write, consolidation of holdings. Yeah, consolidation of holdings. So what do you mean by consolidation of holdings? So suppose I have some area but in different part. I have agricultural land area, but in very scattered way. Okay. So they started pooling the land area. And they started consolidating it. So suppose you have 5 bigha in different areas. I have 5 bigha in different areas. But one land I have here your land and then my land like this. So government started pooling it. One side they are giving the whole area, another side giving the you. So land consolidation they started. Okay. And last one you write cooperative farming. Okay. Cooperative farming they started. Okay. Okay. Cooperative farming. So under this cooperative farming they started encouraging the cooperative farming. Means suppose why? Because it was necessary that you have the land area something, you are a small farmers, okay, or suppose the difference, so you can cooperate and go and pull your land and go for the farming, or even you are producing something, so combinedly you go in the market and sell out. So they are started encouraging the cooperative farming. Okay, just you can say just you write one heading, causes of slow progress of land reforms in India. Causes of slow progress of slow progress of land reforms in India. Slow progress of land reforms in India. First you write lack of political will. Yeah. Lack of political will. Second you can write absence of pressure from below. Absence of pressure from below. I mean that's we are talking about the farmers group. Government never faced the pressure. So absence of pressure from below. Next you write administrative organization. Means or administrative organization means basically implementing agencies are the administrative organizations. Okay. Administrative organizations. Next, legal hurdles. Legal hurdles. Yeah. The moment something government is going to take action, they went to the court and the court getting the stay. So this problem was that legal hurdles. And last you can write absence of correct and updated land records. Absence of correct and updated land records. Yeah, this was there. Even recently government is facing the problem. So many they are started recording it. They are started doing these things. Now the government started going for the online record of land area. So yeah, these problems were there. And that's we can say these are the issues where we are not able to get land reform successful in all over the country. Clear, dear? So one topic is left, that is e-technology, role of e-technology in Indian agriculture. So that part we will do tomorrow, and the agriculture we are trying to finish. Then okay, maybe we are able to complete your whole course in this week probably. Okay. So any doubts, any questions? Have you sent anything? No. So no question, dear? Exhausted? Law of diminishing mass utility started working? Biswajit? Subhasri? Partha? Chalo, then we are meeting tomorrow. Rest questions and other things we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you.